The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
Somebody just last night was telling me actually a story about Rabbi Shlomo Zalman Auerbach, that when Rabbi Shlomo Zalman he married off one of his children, or he got one of his children engaged, and he was expected to come up for his side of the shidduch. You have to come up with money for the family, for the chassid and kallah. I don't know, to rent an apartment or whatever it is, whatever they need to set up the apartment. They needed each to come up with $10,000. Rabbi Shlomo Zalman didn't have $10,000. I don't know if he had $1,000. So, but he went about his business and he didn't get nervous. And the chassid was getting closer and closer and closer. And there was no $10,000, heading in his direction in sight. It's not like he was waiting for some Yerusha or some stock bonus or something to come in. He had no $10,000, not B'derech HaTeva coming. And you'd think he'd be nervous. Like, he committed himself to pay $10,000 to have the shidduch happen. So what's he going to do? But he wasn't nervous. He wasn't flustered. He wasn't concerned. And the night before the chasna, there was a knock on his door, and it was somebody from a certain prize commission. Like, in Israel, they have certain prizes that they give for the most innovative svarim, like innovative or creative or whatever it is, like whatever the genre is. They have for svarim, they have a prize, and they said, you won a prize because you published the best sefer of the year. So he said, wow, how much is the prize? $10,000, of course, you knew that. And he said, okay, but what's the sefer? Like, which sefer was this? He wrote a lot of svarim. He said, Shmir Shabbos Kilchasa. Shmir Shabbos Kilchasa is like a modern classic about the laws of Shabbos with all of its modern applications, and it was and it is considered to be a major classic. The only problem is Rabbi Shlomo Zalman didn't really write it. It was a lot of his piskei halacha, a lot of his rulings, but the actual author of the sefer was his Talmud, Rabbi Yeshua Neuwirth. So he says, I would love to take the prize, and the galas of Rabbi Shlomo Zalman, you got $10,000. You need $10,000 for tomorrow morning to pay the caterer or whoever, and you're willing to be emistic and say that, the money shouldn't go to me. I didn't write the sefer, go down the block or whatever. Here's his address. This is where Neuwirth lives. Give him the money. They said, no, we know that he wrote the book, but it was built on your halachic rulings, and so you deserve the prize. That's what the commission said. And he got the prize, and he was able to right away pay his bills. That's what bitachon is. Bitachon is you don't scramble, you don't get nervous, you don't start sweating. You know that, when the money needs to be there, it will be there.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org